We are at the Children's Hospital here at Cox Health. We'd like you to meet miracle teenager Tyler Sarton, and this is Mom, Missy Sarton.
That's right.
Miracle Mom. Okay. Take us back to the car wreck. What happened to you?
I don't remember much. I was just remember that I was actually just in a car wreck out in Everton, in Dade County, I believe. And I just remember up to about that afternoon. I don't remember much from that day.
And after the wreck, what were things like?
As far as his injuries?
Yes.
He had pretty extensive injuries. The night of the accident, he was flown to Cox South, and he had several brain bleeds that we were told about, and he had pretty much anything in his skull and face was broken that you can imagine. And then he had as well, he had like a shoulder fracture and some stuff that wasn't as much as a concern, but brain swelling. So we knew that we had a traumatic brain injury right away. So they admitted him to the neurotrauma ICU. And so I thought, that was bad enough. But later on in that afternoon, on June 15th, they had also told us that he had dissected both of his carotid arteries. And at that moment, things really changed, and they sent us to St. Louis.
And this is all complicated.
This is very complicated.
And you're in a coma for 4 weeks? Did I read that right?
3.5 to 4 weeks, yeah.
3.5, 4 weeks. So you missed out on all these details about what's going on.
Yeah.
Including his 17th birthday.
You missed your 17th birthday.
Yes.
Goodness sakes.
I wrecked 10 days before my 17th birthday.
Okay. And so here you are.
I am.
Do you kind of like pinch yourself once in a while, Tyler, and go, here I am.
Yeah.
And I walk, and I'm talking.
Yeah. It's just weird knowing that I'm actually here.
Yeah.
It's sometimes it's hard to take in that I actually was in a wreck.
And tell us about the tape on your glasses. What are you trying to correct there? That's the only thing that shows, by the way.
Yeah.
The wreck, yeah.
It's just mainly my vision. That's the only thing that you can tell, is because my vision was mainly most thing that was messed up there. Because my carotid artery, or not my carotid artery, my cranial nerves were, my left side were messed up. So my eye won't move out all the way. It'll only move to midline, and then now, hopefully, if it can, it'll correct itself. But if not, we're gonna have to have surgery.
Given just what you've described here so far, did you ever lose hope?
No, I'm just gonna be honest. I didn't. When the doctor came in, about a week after we had been in St. Louis, they'd done an MRI to see if they could take off the cervical collar, and so they went ahead and looked at his brain as well. And they came in with a diagnosis I wasn't expecting, and that was a diffused axonal injury. And so that is basically where in your brain you don't have just one focal point where the injury is, it's all over. And it's where basically your axons and neurons just go everywhere. It's a shearing of the brain. And they're into 3 grades. And Tyler had the worst, so his was down into the brain stem. And at that moment, that's when they said, if and when he wakes up, we'll have to see, how he will be. They don't give you much hope. At that point, all the doctors just, kind of would come in and pat you on the back and say, sorry, Mom. And every time I just said, don't feel sorry for me. Don't feel sorry for me. I said, he's going to come out of this. He is going to come out of this. And I firmly believed it. My medical side as a nurse would have told me different, but I just couldn't do it as a mom.
So Tyler, when you woke up, what was the thought running through your mind? Am I going to be like this the rest of my life, or I'm going to get out of this and keep going?
I didn't quite realize anything. Like, I didn't know what happened. It was hard to take it in for the longest time. I didn't realize actually what happened, and when I finally did, I was really shocked. It was hard to actually take it in when I actually could realize it. One, I was just so drugged up from what they were all giving me, and then when I finally could realize what actually happened and where I actually was, it was just weird and I guess breathtaking to know where I was and what actually happened.
When you see yourself in the near future or way out there in the future, who do you see? What's your life going to be like?
It's completely changed. It already has.
Uh-huh.
I'm not who I was before. I wasn't a good kid at all.
Oh, are you a good kid now?
I am.
I see.
I'm not doing any of the things I was before.
Uh-huh. So are you saying that this was a wake-up call as well?
It was big time. Like it's nothing. I'm not like who I was before at all.
I want to ask Mom, what does it mean to have the assistance of the Children's Miracle Network in a situation like this when I guess things really start to move fast and we've got to go here and we've got to do this and we've got to look at this and et cetera?
It means everything, and I know that's really hard to,
Even just
describe.
getting there.
Yeah, I mean, because at the time we had just moved and, finances were not where they should be, or, we were struggling, and I was thinking, how are we going to get there? We don't even have gas money.
Mm-hmm. There is St. Louis.
Yes, there's St. Louis, and, Children's Miracle Network had a gas card for us immediately, and they were stepping in and just, they were there just fast, and, I hadn't even thought about it. And when you're in a situation like that, you only want to take care of your child. Mm-hmm. You don't want to have to think about things like that.
Details,
yeah, and so having them there to do that is just, it's amazing.
Right. Tyler, what would you say to people that are thinking about donating to the Children's Miracle Network? Why they should donate?
I think they should. It helps families out in need so much because their children can't do it, obviously, because they're not in the state that they can. And it just helps the family out because the family's not able to do what they're supposed to. I can't really say what I need to say.
Let me ask you one more question. Do you ever say to yourself, or at least once a day, I'm a miracle?
Yeah,
I realize I'm a miracle now.
Yeah, at first it was hard to actually realize what actually happened. And
going from here to there.
Yeah, but now that I realize what actually happened, I can realize that I am a miracle.
Tyler Sarton, Missy Sarton, thank you for sharing your story.
Thank you.
You guys
Thank
are
you.
amazing. All right. Back to Lisa and Ethan.